Everybody, Charles from GMAT Ninja here. Today we want to talk about something that is on everybody's mind, how to use AI in your MBA applications, or better still, what can go wrong when you use AI for your MBA applications. Feels great, feels quick, creates problems that can hurt your odds of admission. For this conversation, I've got Shimri Winters here, Head of Strategy at Aringo, London Business School graduate, longtime admissions consultant. Shimri, once again, thanks for doing this with us.
Thank you, Charles. Really excited to be here.
Okay, so let's cut right to it. Why fundamentally, what is the single biggest problem with using AI for your MBA applications? What problems does that really cause for your admissions?
First of all, I'm really excited to be here because it's the first time I think we're talking about should you use AI, don't use AI, how to use AI. So it's a great topic. Thanks for choosing it. I think, thanks, Charles. I think the main thing, the biggest problem with AI, biggest problem, they didn't think about this, I'm the only one who thought about it, is AI isn't bad. It would have been amazing if AI would have been, this terrible tool and would have given terrible results, and everybody would have said, haha, that's bad. The problem is it's not bad, but it's average. Okay, and MBA admissions to the top schools, average isn't going to make the cut. So I think that's kind of the number one. It just gives generic, average, and we'll talk about this with, patterns, etc. that just won't make for you this bar of acceptance into a top school.
So fundamentally, and again, for most people watching this, a lot of you have your sights on top schools, or at least competitive enough, right? You've got to beat out some other applicants who might have very similar profiles, similar backgrounds. And if the goal is to stand out and be somebody that gets the admissions committee's attention over somebody else who might look similar, I think what you're suggesting is AI doesn't help, that it actually hurts your ability to stand out. So when you say that AI delivers something that's going to be average, you're going to put a very average admissions essay, what does that exactly mean?
Yeah, I mean, we talk to a lot of admission committee members, a lot of heads of admissions, and they're all aware of AI, and they're aware of AI patterns, and they're looking now for something else. They're not looking for this perfect essay. They're looking more for you. They're looking for authenticity, which becomes way more valuable than just this perfect essay. I can give lots of examples, but what I've seen a lot of patterns, and kind of with the same tone, the same structure, and even the same ideas. And actually, last week I had 2 test drives. A test drive is when someone just sends me his application, which is written by himself, and wants me to give him a review. And I got 2 different test drives. One was from a healthcare candidate, and one was from a financial consultant. And actually, if I just switched the names, I couldn't tell the difference. They were very, very similar. Same phrasing, same structure. They both had the same leadership journey, which AI likes to use from some kind of reason. That's a big problem, and they won't get into a top school with these essays.
So I think what you're suggesting is that the current generation of AI models, these large language models, they're essentially aggregators, right? So they're taking things they find on the internet, things that are successful, things that are good language, right? And they're kind of saying, well, hey, let's use language about leadership, about effectiveness, about development, about personal growth, whatever it might be, and use phrases that have been successful elsewhere on the internet. So that means that you're going to get these essays that just have lots of that stuff. It's glowing generalities, and you can't even distinguish between 2 candidates from different fields. And it sounds like that's something you're seeing over and over off of AI essays.
Exactly. I mean, I had this guy which had a great story that he was going to tell, that he was very anxious before a meeting because his manager disagreed with what he was going to say. He was going to disagree with the manager, which is a very good story. And really, he should have been anxious and would like to hear how this story rolled out. And then I said, yeah, amazing. Just write me some paragraphs. I would love to hear more, but I want to see it in writing. And then he came back with this general thing. I demonstrated leadership by showing confidence, my voice, and the perspective in this challenging situation. I didn't understand anything. It was all written very nicely, but I've no idea what he did, what happened, why he was anxious. Okay, it's killing his voice. So that's the main problem with this general stuff. It's great. It really looks nice. It's polished, but it's just not giving your voice.
So in a moment, I'm going to push back on all that a little bit, not because I disagree with you, Shimri, but some of the things students say to us when we say similar things. Here's the problems with AI, and they go, but I only use it this way. We'll get into that in a moment.
Sure.
First, I want to ask you for your opinion on a broader question, and that is, how bored do you think admissions committee members get reading these?
I think the word isn't bored. I think the word is impatient. Okay, so let's say you work in admissions. Harvard Business School received over 10,000 applications last year. You need to screen them very, very fast. Now, I don't think anyone will admit how fast they've actually screened an application. Are we betting on single digits in minutes or even less than that in a really bad application? So if I'm starting to read an essay and the first paragraph, I can, without using any AI tools, which schools use, by the way, but without using them, I can just see this is AI generated, sloppy, and very general. Would they even continue to essay number 2 or essay number 3? So,
or at least won't have your full attention. I don't think either of us mean this as a shot at anybody on admissions committees, because they have all sorts of systems in place, rubrics. They try really hard
not
to give every application the attention it deserves. But it's human nature. If you've read so many essays that are so similar, AI generated or not, your eyes glaze over.
Just think, any task, you need to read today 30 applications, okay? 10 applications, okay? And you have 10 hours, you have an hour each, but 4 of them look identical. Or they have the same structure, the same ending, the same wording. I just lose my patience and move to the next applicant.
And we hear people from on admissions committees or former admissions committee members say all the time, yeah, the things I remember, it's not necessarily about writing polish. It's really nice if you took the time not to have errors and it's well written. That's important. I don't mean to minimize that.
No.
But it's the stories that are just different. This is personal. And probably another video for another day, we can share stories of things that there's no way AI could have written that were just so unique to that person that I think really powered people in. Conversation for another day. Okay, pushback from students we get all the time.
Yeah, leading on that, if your adcom is reading this, and let's say the essay is written well, he understands it's AI, but the essay is written well and it goes deep. But then adcoms might come and say, why did he use AI so heavily? What was the reason? Okay, it didn't weaken his application. I loved the application, but I recognized it was AI written. So is there a problem with his effort? Maybe he just didn't want to spend a lot of time, which is a problem. Is there a problem with his integrity? That's another problem. Is there a problem with self-awareness? No, that's a problem. So even if it is written well, but it can be detected as AI written, that's a problem of itself.
Okay, then, but how easy is it to detect it? So do they always catch these? What is it that tells them that it's AI generated?
Yeah, that's a very good question. So first of all, schools do have AI detection tools. Okay, I'm assuming they don't detect everything. And yeah, you can be very clever and say to AI, write like a 17-year-old student with 4 mistakes in every line or whatever. I don't know. You can cheat the system. But again, the thing isn't the writing style or even the wording. The main thing here is the content. And yeah, I've seen many AI tells. I don't know if you want me to kind of go into my quick list. I don't use AI detection, but I can usually detect in the first paragraph, has AI written this entire paragraph or not?
And is it certain words that you see or certain structures repeated? Give us a quick snippet
okay.
of what you can tell.
Yes, and yes. Would that be a good answer? I don't know what your favorite buzzword, but the AI I've seen, leverage. Oh, I love that one. Probably number 1 in my AI detection. And I've seen that in every story. Synergy, impactful. I work in a dynamic environment. On CVs and resumes, the word pivoted. I love that, seeing that. And when you see that 3 times, oh my God, you know what's happening there. So next thing, very generic kind of leadership claims. I demonstrated strong leadership and collaboration skills. Yeah, but what did you actually do? The structure is always exactly the same. There's always an intro, then some kind of star structure, so challenge, action, result, and then some kind of summary or reflection on the whole thing. Same template, same structure, same 5 paragraphs. You know, I've seen it so many times.
So I think what we hear from students all the time is, yeah, I wouldn't have AI write my essay. I wouldn't do that. I'm not that lazy. I understand that maybe it's easier to tell than I think that it was written by AI. Okay, so I don't want to do that, but I wasn't going to do that anyway. I wasn't going to have AI write it. I was just going to have AI help me. So the most common thing I hear is, well, I ask AI, I tell AI about me, and then it just helps me get a draft and then I edit it. Or it helps me brainstorm ideas. Do you think that limited use, can that be effective?
I think this is a good time to pause and say, I'm not anti-AI. Okay? I'm definitely not. I use AI every day. What I am anti is outsourcing your thinking process. Okay? And outsourcing your storytelling to someone else that you think can tell your story better. And that won't work. But AI is amazing in brainstorming. Give me 5 ideas, or this is my story. Which approach should I take? Definitely use AI for that. You could structure some kind of outline. So give me the outline for this story, which I'm going to tell. If you're stuck with some kind of awkward sentence, I've seen people get stuck with failure stories. And obviously, just for polish, I don't know, spell check or grammar or stuff like that, AI is amazing with all of those. I would like to kind of summarize that and say AI isn't your ghostwriter. Okay, it can't write the story for you, but it's definitely an amazing junior assistant. Junior.
So bottom. I like that framing of it. So and also here, I mean, I sometimes joke that I'm a Luddite. I'm not a big tech guy. We use AI really heavily, just not for the things you might think as a student. It's wonderful for so many things. I think the bottom line, Shimri, I think what you're saying here is, if you really want to get the attention of the admissions committee, these poor people who are reading hundreds and hundreds, sometimes thousands for a particular individual, in an admissions cycle, if you want their attention and you want to stand out, you want it to be you. And if that means that maybe you lose a little bit of polish, maybe that's okay. But the bigger point is the story has to be yours, your voice, told by you. Otherwise, it will sound like other people. That's a problem. But there's little sub-uses of AI where it can really help you along a little bit. Just don't lean on it too heavily.
Exactly. I think you nailed it. And I think that the key thing to remember here is that admission officers aren't looking for the best essay. They're just not looking for that. They're looking for the most real essay and for the best candidate. And AI won't be able to show that. You will be able to show that.
Shimri, thank you so much for doing this with us.
Thanks, Charles. I enjoyed it.
Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.